Coach Andrew, what do I do? We have a question from another friend here on the internet, and he says, Coach Andrew, I'm a college student. I have lots of responsibilities to do, like homework and other things that I constantly put off because I would rather be doing things that are fun and interesting to me. I often get distracted playing video games. I'd rather go to the gym and work out. I look for things other than my work to do constantly, and I always find myself rushing and procrastinating and scurrying to finish things up before they're due. How can I get myself to be more willing to do homework and tasks that I don't find interesting? Great question. I can 100% relate, and I can also 100% tell you that I have an answer for you. So I'm going to teach you something that I teach a lot of my business coaching clients, and it is a little strategy, right? It's kind of like a thought experiment, and I call it the gamification of life. So those of you who might be watching this video who searched how to do things I don't like doing, or whatever tag you ended up looking for and you stumbled onto this video, a lot of you guys probably have something else that you should be doing instead. And that's okay. Because when you gamify life, it changes the way you look at tasks. So a lot of people struggle to do things that are boring, things that they're not entirely interested in, because they're looking for something that provides more stimulus. They're looking for something that gives more dopamine. And when you look at a video game, say like, a role-playing game, right, where you are constantly acquiring experience, you're beating new levels, you're beating bosses, and your character's always leveling up, right? And usually you get like little skill points that you get to put in different boxes, like perception or strength or, health or something like that. What happens when you do that? What happens when your character levels up, when you get more experience, when you get new skill levels, new perks, new items? What happens? Dopamine, right? You get a little hit of dopamine every time you level up your character. And what a lot of people do with their lives, what a lot of entrepreneurs do with their businesses, is they look at the busy work. They look at the things that they have to do to move their business forward, or in your case, the homework that you have to do to get good grades. They look at these things as just tasks with no reward, right? It's just something that you have to do. It's just busy work, right? Busy work is a horrible word. I hate it. But you're not giving yourself any reward. You're not finding any pleasure in the act of doing it, or, the achievement or the accomplishment of actually finishing it. So something we can do to change this is to reframe the way that we're looking at this busy work, right? So instead of thinking about it as something that just has to get done, like busy work, think about it as a skill that you're practicing, a skill that you're learning, all right? And this is not just a mind trick, okay? Because this is actual reality. What a lot of college students don't realize is they're going to school to learn skills. They're gaining experience. They're learning more about the world. They're leveling up. And every time you finish a class, every time you do well on a test, every time you start your new semester, you're moving to a new level of understanding, because I would hope that your teachers and professors in classes are actually teaching you valuable things. They're actually teaching you things about the world. And if you change your perspective about your professors and stop thinking about them as someone who just comes to work and gives you homework, and start thinking about them instead as a teacher, someone who knows more about a certain topic than you do, and they are bestowing some of that wisdom upon you, your homework and your tests actually become a little bit more important, right? Because you want to be good at what you're learning. I really hope that you're at college for the right reasons. I hope you didn't go just because your parents told you should, or because you felt like it was the right thing to do. I hope you're there because you want to learn, and you want to become a better person who's more effective, a person who creates more of an impact and actually creates positive things in the world and in their community. I hope that's why you're there. And if that is why you're there, you need to be paying attention to what you're learning. You need to be focusing on leveling up. Because look, I get it. Homework is not always fun, right? Going to the gym and working out is not always fun. It's not always what you want to be doing. But every time you go, you're getting experience. You're getting new skill points. You get to unlock new perks. You get stronger. You get smarter. You get more intelligent. Games are just analogies for life, right? No, humans don't walk around and every time they talk to someone or complete a task at work, they don't get little experience bubbles and a menu doesn't pop up where you get to choose new skills to unlock. But that's how games capture what life really is. Because life is like that. If you look at it that way, right? Every time you complete something at work, you are getting something done. You are making an impact, right? Even if you're just like an accountant who works behind a desk for 9 hours a day putting numbers into a computer, you're making an impact in the world. You're helping a corporation or a small business or whoever you serve get a better foothold on their numbers and understand where their money's going, expenses and income and revenue. And that information creates real world results because the corporation you work for, the company you work for, uses those numbers to create new products, to open new lines, to serve more customers, to get products and services into the world that are actually helping people improve their lives. But you're not looking at it that way, are you? You're just looking at it as busy work. Numbers on a piece of paper, right? Sitting in front of a computer. You're bored because your perception is all messed up. Your perception's wrong. Life is a lot like a video game. And every time you do your homework, every time you go to the gym and work out, you get experience points. Your strength goes up, your intelligence goes up, your charisma goes up. If you study and really dedicate yourself to just jumping into your work and immersing yourself in your craft, if you pursue mastery of whatever it is you're trying to do in your life with your career, right, with your company you're starting or the company you work for, you have to find that purpose. You have to find that ambition and view yourself as a hero on a journey, right? Because look, I get it. A lot of stuff isn't fun. It's not fun. And if you play a good video game, video games are addicting because they show you the progress you're making. They show you the growth that's happening. You have a little experience meter, right? You get skill points. You get to see the growth. And when you're just working at a job, when you're working on your website or you're just doing your homework, you don't see that. There's no experience bar. There's no skill points. But it's there. And a good video game makes everything fun because it gives you the reward. It shows you your progress. You can make your life fun. You can make your life more exciting and more gratifying if you are just aware of your progress, if you are aware of your experience. A really easy way to do this is to create like a poster to hang on your wall or start writing in a journal. And every day before you go to bed, spend 10 minutes writing and write about everything you learned. Write about how you did an extra set of squats, so your legs are getting stronger. You added 5 more pounds to that. And you did 7 homework assignments today and you learned all about, ancient Rome, or you learned about Phineas Gage in psychology class, or you learned about calculus, whatever it is. Keep track of your progress because when you actually see it and you put it on paper, it's like, I actually did get somewhere. Like, I am growing, I am progressing, I am leveling up. And it's funny I came to this because my camera here is sitting on my windowsill in my gym, and right beneath my camera is my PR board. I literally took a cardboard box, I cut a big part of it off, and I hung it on the wall, and I took permanent marker and I wrote PR board, and I have my squat, my deadlift, my bench press, pull-ups, front squats, military press, and I have the heaviest weight that I've ever done for each of these exercises and the date which I did it written in chronological order. And I'm like, in 2016, my heaviest bench press was 255 pounds. And towards the end of 2018, it was 275. I added 20 pounds, which isn't that much, but it wasn't my goal. I wasn't really trying to power lift. And like right here, my heaviest squat in August of 2017 was 225. And by the end of 2018, I can squat 300. Because I track my progress. I track everything. I'm always aware of where I'm growing, what I'm learning. I have an app on my phone called Evernote. And every time I learn something new while I'm listening to an audiobook or a podcast, I create a new note and I either talk to the microphone and record it or I type it and I write it in there. And when I'm bored sitting on the couch or sitting on the toilet or something, I'll open up my notes and I'll look through all the things I've learned in the past because it helps me remember, helps me retain my information. And it also is a way for me to just go, wow, look at all the stuff I've done. Your homework isn't pointless. Your grades aren't pointless. Your diploma isn't pointless. I know a lot of business coaches and entrepreneurs who are always talking shit to people who go to college, and I'm sick of it, right? Because sure, there's other ways to do things. Sure, you're a high school dropout, you're a millionaire. Congrats. Other people still want to go to college. And if you take college seriously and you look at it for the real world value, right, the educational value and the intrinsic value of getting a degree, there's a lot to be had there. It's all in your head, and it's the way you perceive it. So I would encourage you to gamify your life, right? Look at everything you do every day as a way of just leveling up in one specific area of your life. There's all kinds of skills and experiences that you're going to continue to have until the day that you die, and the way that you look at it and perceive it is going to, greatly impact your level of happiness and fulfillment and your sense of growth. So I would recommend keeping a journal. I would recommend carrying a notepad around, or get a notepad app on your phone and write down things that you learn and just keep track, right? Keep a workout journal if you don't have one. You could even do video blogs, right? Just prop up your phone and talk to it for a couple minutes a day and, talk about what you're going through and what you're learning. And 5 years down the road, you can watch those video journals, and it's pretty gratifying because I've been doing that for a couple years now. But look, man, no matter how hard you try, you're never going to make homework exciting. You might not be able to make it enjoyable, but you can make it more tolerable if you just focus on the reward and you focus on your personal growth. Because if there's one thing I've learned from my entire journey in self-development, it's that the one biggest source, like the greatest source of fulfillment in life, is a sense of progress. You need to feel like you're growing. That's it. Hope that helped, my friend. If you have more questions for me about self-development, mindset, fitness, health, relationships, entrepreneurship, you can leave it in the comments or send it to the email in the description. You can also check out my website, andrewwuellner.com, to learn more about me and what I do. And if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you left a like, subscribe to the channel. I'm constantly uploading videos like this, spreading my message, right, far and wide. But anyways, we'll talk soon in the next video. Take care, everybody.